Alright, this is my lizard. Doesn't look much like a lizard anymore because I've transplanted it into a BR2 frame. There's a picture, there it is. So there's not much different there to the original lizard except for the VTX and the camera. I've put this run cam in and it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm just going to show how to bind using Spektrum satellite because to be honest, every time I do it I forget anyway, so other people will know, I'll remember. So I'm bound at the moment. You can see that when I move my sticks everything moves up and down. You normally can tell if you're bound because these numbers aren't quite 1500. Now on ports I've got those settings. On configuration I've got these settings down here, so just going back up there. A bit difficult reaching around my iPad to do this, but so I've got serial based SpecSat Spektrum receiver and Spektrum 2048. Other receivers sometimes that's Spektrum 1024. You can tell if you've got it wrong because it picks up that the receiver's on, or the receiver is picking up, but it doesn't really make sensible values out of it. And if I go to receiver, I've got those tabs there. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, sorry, the other thing I was just going to show was soft serial. You don't need soft serial on for this to work. So there is soft serial and it's not on. So down to the bottom, onto the CLI, and you type in set Spektrum underscore sat underscore bind space equals space 5. Enter. It goes up the top there. It should say it's recognising the command. And then you type save. At this point I find it best to disconnect completely the lizard, so I'll do that. Just while that's coming, or having a little time to power down the capacitors, I'll go into my DX6 and set it ready to bind, which I've done. So I've turned it back on. There's a very rapid flashing light in there. There it is. That's just a gyro leveling, it's not actually bound or anything. So now I'm going to click bind on my transmitter. And there you go, bind complete. If I now go back in and connect to the receiver, come on, and onto receiver, and give everything a wiggle. It's working. Now, every time I turn it on, it's going to go into bind mode, so I need to turn that off. So I go back into the CLI, and if you use the up arrow on the keyboard, you can call back the last command. So if I go up 2, I've got set it to 5, so I set that to 0, and then I go back up 2 again, save it, and it's now no longer in bind mode. The little light in there is a solid orange. That's how I bind my Spektrum sats.